Hi there, my name is Callie Exas, and I am a registered dietitian nutritionist as well as a NASM certified fitness coach, and I help women heal from their burnout through positive nutrition and self-care practices. Here's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about burnout and what you can reject in order to help you start healing right now. So first I want to define what burnout is. And burnout is defined as emotional, mental, and physical exhaustion. So it is not all in your head. Burnout can have many different manifestations, from complete and utter exhaustion to low libido or lack of libido to gut motility issues, IBS, anxiety, sleep disruption, hormonal imbalances, and stubborn metabolism. So there's many different ways in which one can experience the symptoms of burnout, and oftentimes it's not just one, right? Where there are many different factors. That being said, it's really a feminist issue. Over 50% of women have reported feeling some level of burnout in their lives that's impacting their ability to thrive and function. So this is a public health issue. It's important that we talk about it, and it's important that we start addressing it. What are the things that we can reject in order to help us start healing? Well, at the root of burnout is actually the culture, our diet culture and hustle culture. These two cultures, women are conditioned from a very young age to buy into, and they have an impact on our systemic function and our ability to thrive. So with that, both of these cultures are rooted in these unattainable ideals that impact our worth at the end of the day, where we're constantly striving for perfection. And when we can't keep up, or we can't deal with the ongoing stress of not attaining perfection, it leads to a breakdown of how we process our stress. And then it builds up in our body and causes inflammation at the end of the day. What I want to talk about first is rejecting diet culture, because this is something that I deal with on the regular with my clients. Diet culture is actually rooted in the patriarchy and in white supremacy, as well as, it's rooted in oppressing women and creating a disassociation in our bodies between what we're supposed to look like and what we look like biologically, what's healthy for us. And so diet culture sets this unrealistic and unsustainable idea or ideal that dictates our worth related to our bodies. How can you start rejecting diet culture today? Well, let's understand that diet culture keeps us in this cycle of stressing about food, of, extremes. It keeps us in this cycle of extremes where we're restricting or denying ourselves of joy and pleasure and nutritious food. And then what happens is the pendulum swings to the other end, and it creates inflammation where we end up binging or feeling out of control. And we're told that that is a sense or a sign of our lack of willpower. It's not a lack of willpower at all. It's actually, a very biological thing to, when you're restricting, swing to the other end and experience a binge, or what we have determined as going off the diet. So the first thing you can do is stop dieting. Our diets should fit our lives. We should not be fitting our lives into a diet. This will give you empowerment over how you eat and how you feel in your body. Find out what works for you in a way that supports your body. The other thing here is, if you've been restricting, you want to ensure that you are eating adequate amounts of food, because nothing will make you feel more out of control around food than being hungry all the time. When food is taking up tons of your mental energy, it causes more stress in the body. And so when we stop by eating adequate amounts of energy, this not only decreases our stress response, but it helps us think bigger and bigger picture on how we can actually support our bodies and show up for the things that are important to us, rather than counting every morsel that goes into our mouths. The other thing here that you want to think about is then supporting your hormonal balance by supporting your insulin and your metabolic function. And maybe that is eating consistently throughout the day. If you're a person that practices martyrdom, where everything comes before your own basic needs, it's going to be important for you to set boundaries around a routine or a ritual that includes eating consistently so that you can stabilize your stress response mechanism throughout the day, your cortisol levels throughout the day, as well as your insulin levels throughout the day. So that means, maybe it means I'm a huge fan of breakfast. So I say usually start with breakfast, set yourself up for a good day, ground yourself when you have that time, and then everything else will flow there so that you're not playing catch up. And then learning how to support your body and nourish it rather than working against it by restricting things from it. So that might mean pairing macronutrients. It might mean paying attention to your energy levels. It might mean really understanding that you are entitled to a lunch break at the end of the day. So this means you drawing boundaries and setting yourself up for success in terms of how you want to feel in your body and how you want to show up for yourself. Because when you do that, you will be a more productive person in your relationships, in your work, and in your life. You will feel good in your body. So the other culture that we need to talk about is hustle culture. And hustle culture, again, is rooted in the patriarchy and impacts our ability to thrive and function related to our worth and what we put into the world. So if you're a person that struggles with perfectionism, struggles with downtime, struggles with relaxing or taking time for yourself, one of the biggest things you can do to really start healing your burnout is understanding how to set boundaries and listen to your body, work with it in terms of your energy levels. And that mean making yourself a priority and saying no to things that don't matter to you. Or even relationships. If there are relationships that are absolutely draining your energy or your time, then you are entitled to put boundaries around those things in order to help you show up for yourself. Say no if it's not a hell yes, all right? First and foremost. Also, understand that rest is productive. Rest is helpful. It helps us heal. It helps us reduce inflammation. If you are going to bed late, scrolling your phone, if you are, have a really hard time with movement, and if you have this idea that if you're not killing your body, then it's worthless, then that is rooted in hustle culture. So understand that rest is productive and it can actually help you reduce, again, your stress response mechanism, as well as help you achieve better metabolic function. Then you have the power to do that. Understand that it's about you being a priority in your life. You are entitled to feel good in your body. And that should come first. When you put yourself first and your energy first, that starts with your nutrition. It starts with your own self-care. Then you are going to feel more empowered in your day-to-day. You are going to be able to get out of the brain fog. You're going to be able to think more clearly, feel more clearly, and feel more stabilized in your life, and then, be able to show up for yourself in the way that you actually want to. So that's what I have for you today. Reject hustle culture, reject diet culture, become empowered in your body and in your time, and take back your life. And if you need help with that, feel free to learn more about me and what I do and how I work with my clients at my Instagram page at womanup.wellness, or you can Google me, again, CallieExas.com. All right? So I hope to hear from you soon, and thank you so much for having me, Food. This was so fun. Cheers.